From an entrepreneurial standpoint, we might look at this and go, this student who used ChatGPT is being more efficient with their time, and they're potentially going to be able to start several businesses or whatever, or create several different apps in the amount of time it would have taken somebody to, from beginning to end with a blank slate, create an entire app, a single one, as opposed to several using generative AI. In a school context, we might punish the person who used generative AI and reward the person who spent all their time starting with a blank page from start to finish and created everything from scratch without using any kind of hints. But an entrepreneurial side of things, from a business side, we would likely reward the person who creates several different apps. The odds of them being able to make more money off of the several different apps versus one app is something that we need to consider. So how we set up our classes to either reward or punish one form of engagement over another can make it so that some students are going to really thrive in a classroom context or really thrive outside of the classroom context. In other words, are they likely going to want to leave the formal education system because they know they will be rewarded outside of that system if they were to actually just go out on their own and start their own business ventures? These are things we have to consider as educators. We can't just focus on like what students are learning, but also the social context outside of the classroom. It doesn't mean that you have to change your practices in order to match what is going on in a capitalistic culture, but instead to be able to acknowledge it and discuss it and talk about, well, even though you understand how that will be rewarded outside of the classroom, students need to be able to understand why it is important to engage in this process in another way. But if you don't have that dialogue, a student's going to look at this and go, what's the point? This is wasting my time. This is busy work. Why would I focus all my time doing this one thing when I can literally get rewarded for this outside of this formalized context? I should just quit this class and go do this thing and start my own company venture or whatever. This excerpt was from podcast 187 of the CSK8 podcast, and it is titled, Will ChatGPT Get You Caught? Rethinking of Plagiarism-Detection. And you can find this episode on any major podcast platform, on YouTube, or going to jaredoleary.com.